Awesome. All right, guys. So again, thank you for coming to the Instant Decision Day meeting. So I'm glad that you were here because we do have some updates that we need to make. So I started to send you guys this really harsh letter that was just very harsh. Because there have been some people who either have not been showing up to instant decision days or they haven't been filling out the applications prior to instant decision day. Um, so I thought about it and thought about it, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to do that, right? For a number of different reasons. So one of the reasons is that you guys have a lot of stuff going on. I know it's very hard to do stuff from virtual. Some of you guys may not be people that are used to being organized and keeping up with dates and things like that. I know you guys are getting tons of emails from colleges, from scholarship organizations, and from us. And sometimes it's just really hard to keep up with that stuff. So I totally get that. And then also I realized that it was the last 2 weeks of the marking period that just ended yesterday. And so you guys really have a lot of pressure on you. So what I did was we had 3 instant decision days that were scheduled in the last 2 weeks. I rescheduled all of those to December. So I will be sending you something actually I'm going to show you something with the new dates on it now. Okay, so they were pushed back to December. Okay, just so I can have time. So if you are scheduled to meet with Lincoln University on the 19th, then I will be sending out something either today or Monday for that one. Okay. So, just to give you guys those 2 weeks to catch up on your work. Okay. So in a second, I'm going to show you the document of what we're going to do moving forward because I am going to change a couple of things. Okay. But what I want to make sure that I share with you, just in case I forget when I go through the paper, is that you guys are going to have a sign up genius that will be sent to you so that you can sign up and pick your own appointment for these meetings. Okay, so before I was letting you kind of pick your own appointments and all that good stuff. And then people who were not signing up, I pretty much had you guys, I will put you in myself and assign times. And I was noticing that those were the people who really were not showing up. So moving forward, when you do get the sign up genius, if you are not signed up by the day before the visit, I will not be signing you up and you will not be able to attend the meeting. Okay. And I'm not being mean. At this point, you guys are old enough to vote. You guys are old enough to drive. You guys are old enough to do all types of things. And all of you have the ability to sign up to a sign up sheet. I have every confidence that you guys can do that, right? And so if we let you leave Norristown Area High School without accomplishing that very simple skill, then we have failed you, right? Because when you guys go on to college, and we do have a college recruiter on the line with us, or college admissions officer, Ms. Rimsing, who's going to talk to you guys in a second about her school, Moravian. She can tell you that when you guys get on that college campus, no one is going to be reminding you to do stuff. Nobody's going to be stalking you, sending you emails. Either you do it or you don't. They're not going to talk to your parents, so it's going to be up to you guys. So it's our job to start preparing you for that now. The other reason that I'm going to do that, and again, I'm not being mean, but there's a lot that goes into getting ready for instant decision day that you have no clue about. I have to send stuff to the colleges, email them back and forth, send you stuff, send you stuff, send you stuff, sign this up. It's all these moving parts. And so I had to eliminate a couple of the things that were taking up a lot of time because some people were not following through. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm done fussing. I'm going to share my screen. So I know I got to talk fast because I forgot that we have another presentation right after this. And I'm going to send this to you guys. So if I start talking too long, if you can cut me off at 11:20. I need to do all this in 12 minutes, okay? So somebody can let me know that I'm done. All right,
Got
so I'm going to send this sheet to you guys. I thought that I had put it in your meeting invite, but it's not in there. So I will send it to everyone. So this is the same sheet. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the same form that I sent you guys so that you can get ready for instant decision day, okay? And so it gives you complete instructions. So I know it's wordy, but it's everything that you need to know. I'm going to go through this again because I just updated it today. So I'm going to go through this again before I send it to you. If I add something, I will highlight it. So basically it's saying that these are hosted by colleges. So I want to start off by saying that we are very fortunate to have instant decision days because most schools don't have instant decision days at their schools. So we usually have about 15 instant decision days. So I don't want you guys to take this lightly because some schools may have it, some colleges may have instant decision day and you have to drive all the way to their school. But even most schools don't have those either, okay? So we are very blessed and fortunate to have instant decision day. So I want you guys to take advantage of it because it gives you, again, an opportunity for you to be able to, come to get an early acceptance and also potentially get some money early. So students must sign up for the visit. So what I am going to do is send you guys a link. You're going to have to re-sign up for your college visits because I do realize that at the beginning, some of you guys signed up for some colleges because you had to do it all at once and you may not have done research on that particular school or you just didn't know what to pick. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to pick them all over again. And if I see that you have 2 entries on my sheet, then I'm going to pick the one that is the most recent date. Okay. If I don't see another one, I'm going to keep your old date. All right. So you're going to sign up for those schools. Each school has a criteria. And so if you see this blue link right here, it's going to link you to a criteria sheet that every college that is coming pretty much filled out. I think there's one school that's missing so that you'll know what the requirements are for that particular school. Okay. So I'm going to send it to you all at once and you guys are on your own as far as completing the applications. Okay. But I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, so when you sign up for Instant Decision Day, it doesn't guarantee that you will get an appointment. What I will do is go through the transcripts, and for the students that do meet the criteria, then they will be scheduled. If you don't meet the criteria, I will at least have a conversation with you about it. You may be close. And so in that case, if we still have space on the sign-up sheet, I will let you come in to have a meeting with the admissions officer, and I'll let them know ahead of time that that is the case for you. And in some cases, I've been wrong, and the admissions officer did accept that particular student. So of course, no one likes to be wrong, but in this case, I love to be wrong because that means you got an opportunity, right? All right. So, and I just see a mistake here, so we're going to skip this right here. So the interviews are at the same time from 10:30 to 2:30. All right. So to best prepare, you want to make sure that you do the application 5 days prior to the interview, okay? Because the interviewer has to be able to download your application from their system. And so if you submit it to them the morning of or the day before, they might not have your application. And if they don't have your application, that means that they can't admit you. And so the whole point of Instant Decision Day is to be admitted. So let's make sure we get those applications done. So it sounds like something simple, but half of the students do not do the applications beforehand, okay? So you want to make sure you get that done. You want to make sure that all the components of the application are complete. So some colleges want letters of recommendations. Some of them want essays. So you either need to submit that with your application or give it to me ahead of time and I can send it to them. So this particular link, if I have time, I'll click on it. It shows you what the requirements are for each school. Okay, so if I do have some time, if somebody can remind me to go back to this link, but it has information about the SAT score, if they're looking for that, GPA, their most popular majors, and other stuff. You need to put together 3 questions that you want to ask the admissions counselor. So if they ask you, do you have any questions? You shouldn't be saying, nah, no questions. That's not a good look. You need to have some questions together, at least one question. I will send them a copy of your transcript, so you don't have to worry about that, okay? Now, 2 weeks before, I will send you an email for the school that you signed up for to remind you that it is coming. I will send you an email link for Sign Up Genius so you can select your own time, right? I will also send you a Google Calendar invite so that you will know it's on your calendar and it's already in place, okay? The week before, I will repeat all those motions. And if there's somebody who signed up in between there, then you'll be added, okay? The day before, I will send an email with your assigned time that you did on Google Genius. I will not add the time for you. This is what I was doing before, okay? I'm not gonna do that anymore. And again, remember, we're not being mean, we're being grown-ups, okay? If you don't sign up for a time, you will not receive an appointment. It is very possible that you do sign up for a time. I may have to change it. So meaning, if our meetings are from 10:45 to 2:15 and I see that there's an hour gap in between or 15, 20-minute gap in between, or maybe a 30-minute gap, I may move your time up so that we don't have to sit there so long waiting for the next shift. But I will talk to the admissions officer and see if it's okay for us to have that hour gap in there, because I realize that some of you may make your time later because you have to work, or you may make it earlier because you have to go to work. So we want to try to accommodate you as best as possible. But I will give you a heads up if we do need to change your time, okay? The day of, you will receive a reminder email, okay? We want you to relax. These interviews are very informal. They talk to you just like I'm talking to you now, but nicer, much nicer, because I'm kind of fussing, but kind of not, right? And so no one's going to be sitting there like this with their glasses on the end of their nose and writing all these comments. It's a very casual conversation. And in most of the conversation, they're just going to be asking you questions about yourself, what you want to major in, giving you information about the school. So they're not going to grill you, okay? The meetings last from 5 to 15 minutes. They're not long at all, okay? You want to dress to impress, yes, on a virtual interview. So you want to have something nice on at the top. What I have on now is not appropriate for an interview because this is like a t-shirt, right? Or a sweatshirt. You can have a nice top on. If you want to put a shirt and tie on, you can, but you don't have to. Nobody needs to know that you have a party at the bottom with your basketball shorts on. You can wear your basketball shorts if you want to, but the top needs to be nice. Please do your hair. Don't yawn. If they ask you a question, don't say yeah, say yes, right? So you want to make sure that you look and sound like you want to receive a yes, okay? And then you want to come to your appointment 5 minutes early. And so you'll probably be sitting in the Zoom room, but if we are ahead of schedule, we'll go ahead and let you in, okay? So don't think that if you're just sitting there, we forgot about you. We might be kind of wrapping up some things, but you can come in and I'll have my email open. So if you have any questions, you can shoot me an email and I'll answer them, okay? So please note, if you're majoring in nursing, art, or music, you will not receive a decision as you need to complete some type of portfolio or have an additional interview, okay? So down here is the updated schedule of who's coming and who's been here already. Lincoln University, I think this is a Thursday, so I'll update that. And we're still waiting to hear from these schools at the bottom. Moravian College will be added. They want to do an instant decision with us today. And so we'll figure out what date that's gonna be. All right, so I'm gonna email all of this stuff to you guys. Sorry about the technical difficulty with that. So does anyone have any questions? Any questions? Because I wanna make sure that Ms. Remsing has some time to talk. Anybody? Is that pretty straightforward? Okay, guess I did a good job then. All right, so for the last few minutes, we actually have Miss Allison Remsing, who's here from Moravian College, she can actually add some extra updates for you guys about Instant Decision Day, but she is going to talk to you guys about Moravian College. And I know a lot about Moravian College because I used to live up in Bethlehem. I used to work there and it was very popular. But before I bring her on, at 11:30, we're having a workshop for you guys too about how to use Common App and how to use Naviance. So please make sure you hang around if you can after this meeting. All right. So Ms. Remsing, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Ms. Mitchell. Thank you all for giving me the opportunity to chat a little bit today. I will say that that was the most comprehensive instructions for instant decisions that I have ever seen. So that is fantastic. And I do appreciate the business on top, but sweatpants on the bottom, because with all of this Zooming, I think that we are all a lot more comfortable if we are dressed comfortably. So a little bit about Moravian College, and I do want to give a shout out to your school because I did have a visit last week, and there was 2 students in that visit last week, and one of those students has already sent in their application. So I was very happy about that. So we are a smaller institution. We have about 1,900 students. We're a liberal arts college, which means you take a little bit of everything, but at the same time, we're not a traditional liberal arts college because we do have a heavy focus in health sciences, natural sciences, nursing. So we're really all about giving students an educational experience that they're looking for. So we do have a lot of opportunities. So we're not too far from you all. We are just a drive up the northeast extension of the Turnpike in the Lehigh Valley. So I know some of you might be familiar with the Lehigh Valley. Some of you might not have any idea. But we are the 3rd largest metropolitan area in the state after obviously Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. So I know you're all used to having a hustling and bustling area where you all live now. You're still going to get that up in the Lehigh Valley, but then we're also close to some nature. So you do get the best of both worlds up in the Lehigh Valley. We really pride ourselves at Moravian in making sure that you have the best education possible. So whether that be through our different internship and externship opportunities, our state-of-the-art technology, because all of our students do receive a MacBook Pro, an iPad, and an Apple Pen for all 4 of your years, and you get to take that with you when you graduate. And it's coming in handy, obviously, with some of our classes being virtual, and our students are able to take their equipment, go outside and do their schoolwork out there on a beautiful day like today, because we do have tents all over campus. But we make sure that you have what you need, and that's things within the classroom, but that's also things outside of the classroom. So we have over 100 clubs and organizations for you to get involved in. We have 22 varsity sports at Moravian, and where other institutions are dropping programs, we're adding programs. So we just added men's and women's swimming, which will start next year. We have 100 clubs and organizations, and we're giving the student body more money to start more clubs because we want you to have everything that you want. We do have a very vibrant residential life on our campus. Students are guaranteed housing all 4 years. We're not an institution where we're pushing you to move off campus after sophomore year. No, we want to keep you on campus. So freshmen are in traditional residence halls, and then we have upperclassmen housing with townhouses, apartments, and suites. And I will tell you this, I was on campus all 4 years and I liked it. My brother moved off campus when he was a junior, and you get used to having everything maintained for you by the college. So you're having the cleaning people come in and they're cleaning everything. Those students that go off campus, you're doing the cleaning. So just some food for thought on that one. We have, and I know this is typically important to college students, but it has nothing to do with the college experience. We have a Wawa right around the corner, and we have a Dunkin' Donuts up the street, and we have Starbucks products on campus. So kind of hit all of the things that students are looking for outside of the dining facilities that we already have at Moravian. I'm going through a lot of things, but what I really want to talk to you about is that Moravian is not necessarily looking for a bunch of 4.0s with perfect SAT scores. What we really look for when we're reviewing applications, and I am the person that reviews your school's applications, I'm looking for students that are going to get involved with something on campus, whether that be a work study position, a club, a sport. We want well-rounded students. So we really read everything within that application. So you might not have the perfect grades or the perfect test scores. That's not what we're necessarily looking for. We want students who want to be at Moravian, and we want students who are going to really sink their teeth into a Moravian college experience. We have a lot of students that do community service projects, and that's something that's very important to our college. We are very into giving back to our greater community. So we have a ton of programming around that. And we actually have, it didn't happen this year, but every other year we have what's called Heritage Day. So we celebrate Moravian's kind of founding, which was in 1742. So we are old, I will mention that. But we celebrate that by doing having a whole day of reflection and student, faculty, and staff service projects. So you don't have any classes that day. It's always a Wednesday in September. You file into our gym. They give you a little card, and because they're kind of splitting you up. So you will be in groups with other students, faculty, and staff, like doing different things either on campus or outside, like all over the Lehigh Valley. Obviously COVID put some restrictions on that, so we didn't do that this year. But you might be like making jump ropes for the Boys and Girls Club sitting next to the president. So it's a very all-encompassing community at Moravian, and you really do get to know everybody on a personal level. Our president sends birthday cards to everyone, and he will really do a lot for you. And like he responds to student emails. So where do you, like, I don't, maybe that's a normal thing at colleges, but our president really takes things personally, because not only is he an alum of the college, but he also has a daughter that is a student at Moravian. He wanted her to go there from the beginning. She did not. She went somewhere else and didn't like that experience and transferred in. So he's looking at the Moravian College experience from a few different viewpoints: alumni, parent, and president. So we really do make things happen fast at Moravian. I am going to be coming back, well, not back, but virtually, joining your school again next week for a presentation on the college search process. So I would love to see you at that. I'd also love to see you at our instant decision day. I will tell you our application process is as easy as possible. We don't have an application fee, so it really just takes the time for you to submit that application, have a transcript sent, and have a letter of recommendation sent. We're only requiring SAT or ACT scores for our nursing students. So, and we're quick with decisions, and we get you your merit scholarship money right away.
So I just put the link in the chat for the meeting that she was just talking about. It's going to be next Friday at 11 o'clock. It's how to put together your college list. So the meeting is set up for juniors, but there are many of you seniors that still haven't really tightened up your list. So Ms. Remsing is going to be giving out some great advice to help you put together that college list. So I just sent you the link in the chat. So if you can right now, before you forget, go ahead and sign up for it because it's a limited amount of space, okay? So I know we have like 1 more minute. So does anybody have any questions for me, or do you have any questions for Ms. Remsing about instant decision days or college or Moravian or anything? Because we have to close up for our next meeting, which you guys can stay for too.
Ms. Remsing, would you be able to drop your email in case students want to follow up with you later?
Yep. And I would also encourage people to, we are doing in-person tours right now, and we're also doing virtual tours, and I am more than happy to Zoom.
That's 1-800-661-5300 now.
So I put my email address in the chat. And like I said, I'm not scary. So when Miss Mitchell said no, like the admissions counselors aren't putting their glasses down and staring at you funny, not at all. I like to get to know my students. I think it makes the process much more enjoyable for everyone.
Any other questions? All right,
I wanted to ask if the college is a pet-friendly college.
So yes, so we are a dog-friendly campus. So our faculty and staff are able to have dogs on campus. Students, you can't just have a pet in your dorm room, but there are exceptions if it's a service animal or an emotional support animal. But you have to go through the proper channels for that. Good question.
All right, guys. So thank you so much. Again, if you have any questions for Ms. Remsing, you can definitely email them to her. And she will be back here next Friday at 11. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording for this